demand a little bit, and we kind of discussed what it is and how to use it. So today we're going to apply that a little bit. We're going to use a couple of examples to explain demand that we learned about yesterday. Okay?
Alright, so just for a little review, I want to go over the shifters of demand. The shifters are number of buyers, income, price of related goods, tastes, and expectations. Any of these types of variables will shift the demand curve right or left. Another type of variable is price, and this is not going to cause a shift of the demand curve, but it will cause movement along the curve. Alright, now we're going to get into some examples that help exemplify what demand does in certain situations. So for our first example, we're going to look at the price of iPods falling in regards to the music downloads market.
Alright, so in front of us here, class, we have the market for music downloads. And I've drawn the demand curve for this. We have the quantity of music downloads, and we have the price of music downloads. Now, I'm going to give you a certain number of situations here, and we're going to try to figure out if the demand curve shifts or if it's a movement along the demand curve, depending on the situation. And I want you guys to come up here and try to draw it for me and interact with the presentation. Now, who would like to volunteer for this?
I'll volunteer, Mr. Weigold.
All right, Riley, come on up, and Kareem, why don't you come up too and kind of help out a little bit. All right, Riley. So for our first example, we're going to look at the music downloads market, and we're going to say if the price of iPods fall, what would happen to the demand curve for music downloads?
What did it shift to the right?
Yeah, why would it shift to the right?
Because it is a complement.
It's a complement. Okay, let's draw that on the graph. All right, good. You got D1, and then we have to make our quantity match up with our new quantity. It'll be Q2, right?
Right.
Perfect. Now, do you understand this, Corinne, why it shifts over here?
Because they're both complements.
They're both complements, right. Good job. Thanks.
As demonstrated by Riley and Corinne, you can see that when the price of iPods falls, that makes the demand curve shift to the right.
All right, so for our second example, what we're going to be looking at is if the price of music downloads were to fall, what would happen? If the price of music downloads were to fall, would it shift the curve? Would it move along the curve? One of you guys want to answer that? Corinne?
Would the quantity increase?
The quantity would increase, but what's going to happen to the price? It's going to go down, right? So let's draw that on the graph for us. All right, great. We have a new quantity, and what happens with our price? Let's draw our price too. Good.
So then the prices go down one side?
Yeah, the prices is going down, and it's not a shift of the curve because we're just moving the price of music downloads. So we're looking at that market. It's a movement along the curve. If price changes, it's a movement along the curve. Okay, good job. Thank you.
As you can see, demonstrated by Corinne and Riley, the price of music downloads falling will make a movement along the curve. The curve won't shift, and the price will go down, but the quantity will go up because people will buy more if the price is lower.
All right, so great job, Riley and Corinne. For the last example, we did our music downloads here. Our demand curve shifted. Now I think you guys get a little bit about supplementary, complementary goods, and movements along the curve. So great job today.